Welcome to day 18. Yesterday, we began looking at personality patterns, the way you've learned to show up in the world that can feel so familiar you don't even notice them. These patterns are shaped by years of experiences, beliefs, and emotional memories. They influence how you relate to yourself, how you interact with others, and even how you imagine your future. Today, we're going deeper. We'll look at how certain personality patterns can feel like a protective shield, keeping you safe in some ways, but holding you back in others. The shield isn't wrong. At some point in your life, it probably helped you survive. It gave you a way to manage situations that felt overwhelming. The question now is whether that same shield is still helping, or if it's keeping you from living in a way that feels real and free. Before we dive in, I've put together something special to help you experience this work more deeply. On my private resource page, you'll find the full emotional self-assessment so you can map your unique patterns. Also, there's a downloadable copy of my book, Heal Your Emotions, a complete toning guide with step-by-step techniques to release tension in the moment. Just click the link below to access it now. It's all waiting for you. Now, back to personality patterns. Think of them like well-worn trails through a forest. When you've walked the same trail for years, your feet naturally follow it without even thinking. The ground is clear, the path is easy, and it feels safe to stay on. But staying on one path means you never explore the rest of the woods. You don't see the hidden streams or the meadows waiting just a little beyond your familiar track. At first, noticing that you're always on the same trail, it doesn't change much. But little by little, as you step off to explore, you'll realize there are other routes. They may feel awkward or overgrown at first, but they hold new views, new possibilities, and a sense of freedom you would never have found if you kept on the same path. That's what personality patterns do. They give you a safe trail to follow. Maybe you've learned that being the helper made people love you, or that staying quiet kept you from getting hurt, or that being in control was the only way to avoid chaos. These trails, they weren't mistakes. They were how you made it through. But as you grow, you may find that the same path that once protected you is also the one that keeps you from experiencing life to its fullest. Notice how these patterns show up in small details. Maybe you say yes when your whole body wants to say no. Maybe you shrink back when you'd rather speak up. Maybe you keep peace on the outside while carrying storms inside. Each of these is a trail, a familiar loop that your nervous system has learned to follow because at some point it seems safe. The gift of awareness is that it lets you pause before your feet automatically step into that old path. You start to see the moment where choices appear. You notice the little pull toward what you always do, and you ask yourself if it's what you still want. This doesn't mean you're going to change overnight. It means you'll begin to notice the crossroads. That awareness alone can start to loosen the grip of old patterns. And here's where compassion matters most. These patterns, they're never proof that something was wrong with you. They were proof that you found ways to adapt. Your shield was built out of wisdom, not failure. The tenderness of this work is in recognizing that you don't have to keep carrying a shield that weighs you down. You can thank it for its service and gently begin to set it aside. If you're noticing resistance, that's natural. Change can feel risky because the nervous system doesn't always recognize safety in new things. But remember, every new path starts with a single step. You don't need to run down it or clear it all at once. Just taking one new step is enough to begin carving a different trail. So when you catch yourself in an old pattern, try meeting it with curiosity rather than judgment. You might pause and say, "Oh, there's my old trail again." That simple recognition already shifts your energy. Instead of being trapped inside the loop, you're just observing it. And observation is the first step toward freedom. Sometimes the progress is subtle. And then one day you may realize you spoke up when you would have stayed silent before. Another day, you may feel a little lighter after saying no. These are all signs that the forest inside you is opening. You're not bound to one path anymore. So just take another breath here. Feel your body supported where you sit. Notice that you're safe in this moment. If you'd like to explore these ideas even more, the free book is waiting for you with deeper reflections and gentle practices. It's a gift you give to yourself to remind you that you're not walking this journey alone. The truth is, no pattern disappears instantly. It softens, it loosens, it fades as if new patterns take root. And one day, you look back and you realize you're not walking that same old trail anymore. You've created new ones that feel truer to who you are now. If you'd like to go deeper with this, I've put together a private resource page for you. Inside, you'll find the complete self-assessment to map your emotional patterns, a downloadable copy of my book, Heal Your Emotions, and a step-by-step toning guide you can use to release tension and reset your mood. The link is below. Everything you need is there waiting for you. As we continue this week, hold on to that image of the forest. Remember, every time you pause, every time you notice instead of react, you're stepping off the old trail and letting yourself see what else is possible. Let that settle in and make it a great day.